It's because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education, but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Craw.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Welcome in, everybody. This is our Cougar softball first broadcast of the season. Entering today's contest, we are taking on the number 5 ranked team in the country, the Marian University Knights, and their ace pitcher, Brina Smith. She's a 3-time All-Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year here in her senior season. Marian University 16-0 overall, 6-0 in Crossroads League play. St. Francis entering today 9-10 overall, 0-4 in the Crossroads League. Most recently, St. Francis at Indiana Wesleyan University, losing Game 1 3-7 and Game 2 6-7. That's a game where St. Francis had the lead 6-5 entering the last inning. Always tough to beat Indiana Wesleyan on the road. Even tougher beating this Marian University softball team. We're going to go over the starting lineup, starting with Marian. Number 15, Olivia Hoffman. Number 12, Cassidy Cadle. Number 5, Shelby Stotts. Number 20, Izzy Hoyt. Number 3, Sadie Ball. Number 16, Katie Hewitt. 23, Lauren Lands. 19, Mary Crumlin. 26, Laney Horn. And the pitcher, number 25, Brina Smith. For your Lady Cougars, it'll be the program's all-time leader in stolen bases, leading off for St. Francis. That's Brianna Pryor, the senior, starting at second base, number 13. Number 7, Alondra Schaefer, the freshman, coming in this year and doing a job at the plate. Schaefer right now currently batting .322 on the season for the freshman. 27, Lizzie Meyer, out in center field, an all-Crossroads League Gold Glove performer a year ago. In the cleanup spot, number 12, Taylor Tucker, your third baseman. Number 11, Cassidy Ferrer. Number 15, Jade Mollenkoff. Jade, who hit for the cycle in that loss at Indiana Wesleyan. Was talking with Coach Bolin before the game. We can't even remember the last time that we had a Lady Cougar hit for the cycle. That was Jade Mollenkoff. Number 6, Mariah Nicholson, your designated player in the 7th spot. Number 42, Vivian Goodpaster behind the dish. And number 20, Annika Hoffer, getting the start out in right field. She's been playing so well, Coach Bolin cannot keep her out of the lineup. Marian University ranked number 5 in the country. Indiana Wesleyan ranked number 10 in NAIA.
Versus St. Francis for today's doubleheader versus Marian.
Now
starting lineups today.
Turn it over to Coach Bolin.
Off number 15, Olivia Hoffman. Batting second, number 12, Cassidy Cadle. Batting third, number 5, Shelby Stoltz. Batting fourth, number 20, Izzy Hoyt. Batting fifth, number 3, Sadie Ball. In the sixth spot, number 16, Katie Hewitt. Batting 7, number 23, Lauren Landis. In the 8th spot, number 19, Mary Crumlin. In the 9th spot, number 26, Lainey Horn. And in the flex position today, number 25, Brina Smith. Now for the University of St. Francis Cougars, leading off, number 13, playing second base, Brianna Pryor. Batting 2, number 7, the left fielder, Alandra Schaefer. In the 3 spot, playing center field, number 27, Lizzie Meyer. In the 4 spot, number 12, third baseman, Taylor Tucker. At shortstop, number 11, Cassidy Ferrer. At first base, number 15, Jade Mollenkoff. In the DP position, number 6, Mariah Nicholson. Doing the catching today, number 42, Vivian Goodpaster. In right field, number 20, Annika Hoffer. And doing the pitching today in the flex position, number 21, Caitlin Augsburger. If you kindly stand and remove your hat for the playing of the national anthem. Technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and play ball.
So there we have it. We're all ready for the Lady Cougar home opener here at Westendorf Field. We're going to read from our game day program put together by Sports Information Director Bill Scott. It says back on the prowl for a top 25 surprise. Finally home at Westendorf Field for the first time this season, NAIA number 5 and undefeated Marian University is the first test today for USF. The Lady Cougars are on the prowl for their first Crossroads League win of the season after dropping a 7-6 heartbreaker at number 10 Indiana Wesleyan on Saturday in game number 2. The unbeaten Knights, 67-7. The last 2 seasons, swept Bethel at Marian 3-2 and 3-0 on Saturday. The Knights are first in Crossroads League action, batting .375 as a team. USF is number 4, batting .304. Marian's number 2 in team pitcher ERA at 0.38. USF is number 10 at 8.45. Marian freshman Shelby Stotts leads Crossroads League only batting average at .722, while sophomore for USF Jade Mollenkoff is number 4, batting .625. That's in Crossroads League only play. Stotts is batting .585 in 16 games overall, also number 1 on the Crossroads League list. USF's Lizzie Meyer is tied for 11th with a .400 batting average on the year, so that first pitch will be a strike to the leadoff batter for Marian, Olivia Hoffman, number 9. Hoffman is a junior Down in this count, 0-2. Entering today, Hoffman with a .396 batting average. Checks that one low and outside for ball one. She's got 19 hits and 14 runs scored and 48 at-bats. 8 RBI on the season, 6 walks, and 5 strikeouts. 0 stolen bases for Hoffman. 2-2 is your count. For the Lady Cougars, that's Jade Mollenkoff at first base, as that'll be slapped foul. Brianna Pryor at second. Cassidy Ferrer at short, and Taylor Tucker at third. In the outfield, Hoffer in right, Meyer in center, Schaefer in left. Slow roller over to Tucker is going to be beat out by Hoffman. Leadoff single for Marian to start this game. Brings up number 12, Cassidy Cadle. Cadle's a sophomore infielder from Lebanon, Indiana, Lebanon High School. Down in this count, 0-1. Cadle batting .239 on the season. That'll be caught by the starting pitcher, Caitlin Osberger, for out number 1. Brings up number 5, the freshman, Shelby Stotts. Shelby once again entering today a .585 batting average. She ranks number 2 in the country, averaging 1.9 hits per game. She's got 39 hits on the season. Up in this count, 1-0 with 1 out. 2-0 the count. Osberger entering today with the third best ERA on the team at 3.91. 28.2 innings pitched under her belt. She's given up 20 runs, only 16 of those earned, and 19 hits. Her 19 hits given up ranks her number 22 in the country, averaging 4.6 per game. 22 walks, 31 strikeouts. Opposing batters are batting .181 against Osberger, and that'll rank Caitlin number 22 in the country. 2-2 is your count. With 1 out here to Osberger. Gets her looking. First strikeout of the game for Caitlin Osberger. So now with 2 outs, that brings up Izzy Hoyt, number 20. Izzy's a junior from New Palestine, Indiana. She transferred to Marian from Purdue. 5'3", up or down in this count, 0-1. Hoyt batting .447 on the season, 21 hits, 11 runs scored, and 47 ABs. That ball is going to get away from Goodpaster. Taking second will be Hoffman on the pass ball. One and one, your count to Hoyt. Hoyt 3 walks, 2 strikeouts on the year. Up in this count, 2-1. Hoyt's starting at third base in this game for Caitlin Osberg. Having a great season here for the Lady Cougars. Just a sophomore from Bern, Indiana, South Adams High School, standing 5'7". With Osberger, it's all about the control. She can keep her walks down, give the Lady Cougars a chance here in this game. A lot of movement from the right-hander on her pitch. Another one fouled away here as we got runners, a runner at second. So we get rid of that. Mollenkoff playing behind first base now as Hoyt's going to draw the walk. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 3, Sadie Ball. Sadie's a junior from Fortville, Indiana, transferred from Lincoln Trail Junior College, went to Mount Vernon High School. First pitch upstairs, the ball. Entering today with a .366 batting average, 15 hits, 4 runs scored, and 41 at-bats. 2 home runs, 11 RBI. Her 2 home runs lead the Lady Knights. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts on the year for Sadie Ball. Up in this count, 2-0. Vivian Goodpaster, the starting catcher, out to calm down Osberger here. Goodpaster, just a sophomore catcher, 5'8" from Kingston, Indiana. Went to Kingston High School. Marian currently in first place in the Crossroads League with a 6-0 conference record. Wesleyan 5-0. Taylor University 3-0, and Mount Vernon Nazarene 3-1. Your top 4 teams in the CL. 2-1's your count after the fastball. Excuse me, after the foul ball. That pitch will just miss upstairs. 3-1 your count. Talking about Brianna Pryor, and we'll be talking about her a lot this game. 102 career stolen bases. For Bree, that ranks her number 7 all time in the Crossroads League. That ball hit to left field. Schaefer chasing after it as it'll go out of play.
Keep working here. Come on, 21.
That ball hit into shallow, right on the edge of the dirt actually, to Cassidy Ferrer for out number 3. Cougs do not surrender a run there in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first here, starting off with Brianna Pryor.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today.
Welcome back, everyone. We'll turn down the walk-up music there. Brianna Pryor entering today, batting .359 on the season, 23 hits, 19 runs scored, and 64 at-bats. Her 64 ABs leads St. Francis. She's got 3 RBI on the season, 11 walks, only 4 strikeouts. She's 14 of 16 in stolen base attempts. Her 14 stolen bases ranks her number 20th in the country, averaging .74 stolen bases per game. Her 16 attempts ranks her number 21 in the country, averaging .84 attempts per game. That's for Brianna Pryor. St. Francis as a team ranks number 23 in NAIA softball with 50 stolen bases on the season. So along with Pryor, Lizzie Meyer getting it done on the base pass, 13 of 13 in stolen base attempts. Of course, Lizzie Meyer a year ago went the whole season out in center field without recording an error. Defensively, the top center fielder in the CL a year ago. She was on the Gold Glove team. So Brianna Pryor to lead it off against Brina Smith. Both these young ladies are seniors. Brina Smith has been the Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year every single year of her career. And here in her senior season, that right off the glove, picked up by the second baseman. Great support there by number 12 for Marian, Cassidy Cadle, the sophomore second baseman. That'll bring to the plate Alondra Schaefer, number 7. Schaefer, just a freshman for Coach Bolin, with a .322 batting average, down in this count 0-1. Brina Smith is absolutely killing it in her senior year as that just misses on the outside corner. So many national rankings. Take me about 10 minutes to write them all down. Slapped into left center field. That'll be a can of corn for the center fielder, Laney Horan. 2 up, 2 down here. For number 27, Lizzie Meyer. 400 batting average, 24 hits, 16 runs scored in 60 at-bats, 16 RBI on the season, 5 walks, only 3 strikeouts, 13 for 13 in stolen base attempts. Apologize, folks, missed that first pitch. This ball ripped once again right to the second baseman, Cadle, for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the second. We are scoreless here at Westendorf Field.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Here in the top of the second, leading it off for Marian's going to be number 16, Katie Hewitt, the junior infielder from Greencastle, Indiana, South Putnam High School. Hewitt entering today with a .419 batting average. That first pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. 13 hits, 3 runs scored, and 31 at-bats with 4 RBI. 2 walks, just 1 strikeout on the season for number 16, Hewitt. Beautiful pitch by Osberger right in the zone for strike number 1. Folks, joining me in the booth right now is the wife of Coach Ryan Bolin, Melissa Bolin. Melissa, thanks for joining us.
Great, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Always great when you don't have 20,000 things going on and you can join us for a softball game.
Yes, this may be one of the rare days at our house.
Well, how was the Florida trip? You guys just got back, what, about a week and a half ago?
Yeah, it was great. Weather was awesome, of course, but softball was great as well. It was wonderful getting to watch these girls the first couple of weeks of their season. I mean, they'd already played 5 games, but they got after it.
You know, when the girls got done with that Florida trip, I was a little surprised with how many young ladies, as Hoffer just misses that great diving attempt. So I understand what Coach Bolin was talking about. Her effort out in the field, Melissa, and her production at the plate early on in this season, Coach has got to keep her out there on the starting lineup to see see how she carries on with this momentum.
Yeah, he's one of those players she didn't get up a lot of playing time last year, a lot of pitch running, but she played really well in Florida and proved that she deserved to be out there.
So Lauren Landis now, your batter, takes that first pitch for a strike. Landis, 440 batting average, 11 hits, 5 runs scored, and 25 ABs, 3 RBI, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks on the season for the freshman utility player. But yeah, once again, for St. Francis, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Lady Cougars batting over 300 here to start this season. That's outstanding.
It has been amazing. I mean, you saw at Wesleyan last week, and if you saw the box scores, they got out immediately, scored both games, first inning. They don't give up. They hit extremely well. They've been a lot of fun to watch because you just don't know which one of them is going to hit the ball, and lately it's been all of them.
Any player really surprised you on that Florida trip as far as what she was able to do on the diamond?
You know, not that one of them stuck out more than the other. I think I was just more impressed overall how well they all got out and hit. You know, there's some years you get 1 or 2 that are hot to start, but these girls were hot right away.
Well, once again, St. Francis entering today with a .304 batting average. That's 4th best in the Crossroads League, so always nice to be in the top 5 there in that DAC stats category, and that's just going to fall right off the heel of Alondra Schaefer's mitt. So reaching first base will be Lauren Landis on a E7, first error of the game for the Lady Cougars. We got runners at first and second with 0 outs for Mary Crumlin, the first baseman. Tough play out there in left field. Obviously against this team, you cannot have any errors. Marian University Knights, just such a good squad. And they've been doing it for a while.
Scott's had some really great teams that have come through. He's a great coach, produced a lot of great players. They're just a great quality ball club.
You know, Melissa, like we've seen in men's basketball in the Crossroads League, Marian and now Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor's always teetering around the top 25. It just seems like the level of play in this conference is a lot better than it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better, especially at the softball level. You've got teams that, you know, some years, years back weren't as great as what they are, and now you just never know what team's going to come back and surprise you, and there's a good mix. Good mix of talent, I think, coming in. And I think it's more recognized all the time, and you're getting kids that are saying, oh, I want to play, and they found a good spot at this level.
So taken all the way there, Crumlin going to pick up her first strike. 3-1's your count, a .333 batting average, 11 hits, 4 runs scored, and 33 at-bats for Crumlin. And she's just a sophomore. Nice bunt, good pass her over to Pryor for out number 1. That will advance the runners. The Lady Cougars picking up their first out of the game. Vivian picking up right where she left off in her freshman year, commanding it behind the plate there.
Hey, same stuff, never know. Hey, she goes, you got to be ahead of her.
That's going to bring up number 26, Lainey Horn. She's a junior outfielder. We'll take that first pitch low for ball 1. Entering today with a .378 batting average, 14 hits, 8 runs scored, and 37 at-bats. 0 home runs, 3 RBI, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Caitlin Augsburger is talking to Coach Peterson right before the game. He was saying, as long as she keeps her control, she can be one of the top pitchers in the Crossroads League.
Yeah, I mean, Caitlin had a lot of success at the high school level. South Adams, had a great season her senior year, her junior year, and she was the main part of that. I mean, strikeouts were unreal for her. She just got to keep the ball and put it in her spots and make sure we're not putting runners on the base, on bases, giving them free bases, I guess.
Well, that ball right there just missed the chalk. So 0-1, your count right now to Olivia Hoffman, the starting right fielder. She singled and reached second base on a pass ball in her first at bat. She'll check that one high and outside for ball one.
Come on, 2-1, dig deep. Dig deep, here we go.
Hoffman, a junior from Roncalli High School out of Indianapolis. Obviously a large pool of players from Indy to pull from, and Coach Boland's been going to Indy quite often the last few years with the likes of Cassidy Ferrer.
Cassidy, Jade, actually pretty much quite a few of your infielders here, well, a couple outfielders all from that area.
And that was Taylor Tucker over to Mollenkoff for out number 3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster. Shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown. Welcome back, everyone. It's going to be Taylor Tucker to lead it off. Taylor batting out of the 4th spot, entering today with a .348 batting average, 16 hits, 8 runs scored, 46 at-bats, 5 RBI on the season. Taylor, as a sophomore, making up a solid left side of the infield. Both she and Cassidy Ferrer are in their sophomore years. Taylor, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, and she's 4 for 5 in stolen base attempts. So Taylor last year usually hovering around the 6-7 spot in the lineup as a true freshman, now batting in the cleanup spot.
She's dealt with a shoulder issue, last year or the year before, and last year I guess it wasn't quite herself, and she's strong and ready to go, and it's shown both on the field and even at the plate.
And she was fantastic at the hot corner last year for Coach Bullen. Such an important position there in shortstop here in softball, and it's nice to have 2 sophomores. 2 girls you're going to be able to build around.
And they work well together. They know where each other is going to be. They talk to each other, and it's amazing for kids that didn't play together in high school. They play so well together now.
Speaking of amazing, as Smith is going to miss there on the outside. Brina Smith ranks number 3 in the country with a .34 ERA. She's got 7 wins on the season, 4 complete games. In 41 innings pitched, she's given up 15 hits. That ranks her number 3 in the country. That ball is hit sharply right off the first baseman. That's going to be the first hit of the game for St. Francis, and it's Taylor Tucker at first base. That's going to bring up number 11, Cassidy Ferrer. Cassidy, a .328 batting average, 19 hits, 9 runs scored, and 58 ABs, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 15 RBI. That's second best for the Lady Cougars. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and she's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. Good bunt laid down, picked up by the first baseman. She had to reach back for it, Mary Crumlin, but that will advance Tucker to second base. So a little small ball being played here by Coach Bolin. With 1 out, that'll bring up Jade Mollenkoff. Jade's been a big surprise here, at least in my eyes, just in her sophomore season. But what a start to the season she's had. She's one of 3 Lady Cougars with a home run already under her belt, and she's batting .303. 10 hits, 6 runs scored, and 33 at-bats, 5 RBI, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks, and she's 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts.
Yeah, Jade's one of those kids that came in as a freshman last year and played behind 2 seniors. We had a transfer senior from St. Joe and a senior that had been here for 4 years. So, unfortunately, didn't get a lot of playing time as a freshman, but she's come out ready to go, ready to prove herself this year.
Great job taking third. That's Tucker. Big swing and a miss. So 2 outs now for number 6, Marian Nicholson. Another great asset there for Coach Bull, and Mariah can pretty much play anywhere on the field.
Yeah, she's played in a couple different positions, I believe, this year, and putting her in the lineup, either to hit or play wherever she's needed, and that's what's really big great about this freshman class. Ryan and I have talked about it, and I said I don't think I've ever seen a freshman class so seamlessly fit into a team before. They're loud, they're vocal, they get along. Most of them have played together at one point or another, and they don't seem like they're freshmen.
Well, folks, as you can hear on the boom mic there, that wind is blowing straight in from center field, so going to be hard to knock one out of the park today. Nicholson, a .212 batting average, 7 hits, 4 runs scored, and 33 at-bats, 4 RBI, 0 walks, 6 strikeouts, and she's 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts. And she's actually working with me doing some video in the winter.
Oh, that's awesome. I've heard you got a couple players that are, helping you out.
Absolutely. She and Morgan Carroll, they've been helping out a lot with the St. Francis basketball broadcast as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So very nice in their freshman year to have them on board, but they're both just great people.
Yeah, they
so
are.
Much fun to be around as well.
They really are, and, all 1 through whatever there is, 20 of them, they're all great kids, and there's not one of them that you don't want to sit down and have a conversation with, and it's just a big reflection on their parents and of who they are.
So that'll be back-to-back strikeouts by Brina Smith to end the Lady Cougar threat. Taylor Tucker left stranded at third as we head to the top of the 3rd inning.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Welcome back, folks. In the top of the 3rd, it's going to be the number 2 hitter, Cassie Cadle. She popped out to the pitcher in her first AB, fouls that one off for strike number 1. So Brina Smith picks up her first 2 strikeouts of the game, striking out the last 2 batters there in the bottom of the 2nd. Lady Cougars leaving 1 stranded at 3rd. Augsburger, a nice start to this game. Faced 5 batters in the 1st and 5 in the 2nd. That's going to be a lead-off single for Cadle. Not very many holes here in the Marian lineup. That'll bring up number 5, the freshman, Shelby Stotts. Shelby's from Warren Central High School. Warren Central, who last year won the basketball state championship on the boys' side. Warren Central, one of the larger schools in the state of Indiana. 1-0 is your count. So, Melissa, I think it's time for the Brody Bolin Watch. Obviously, if you're an alumnus of this program, Reed and Brody go right in hand with Coach CRB. They've spent so much time with these girls just hanging out, throwing,
all
hitting.
Kinds of things.
All kinds of things.
They have taught my kids a lot of things over the years. Some good, some bad. So, no, I'm just
so neat, though, watching Brody, 8th grader now.
8th grader.
And that Norwell basketball team, what a run they had this year.
They're special. I don't know another word for it. I don't know how to describe it. They are a special group of kids that you can't wait to see what they do when they get into high school. Didn't lose a game in middle school. They go and play as a team, travel ball team, against teams from all over the state, other states that are, made up of teams from, or kids from multiple schools. Sure. And they compete. And it has just it's been a fun ride.
Well, now I had a chance to speak with them because obviously not just basketball, but Norwell now is becoming relevant in football, thanks in part to his class. And I hear he's playing baseball and swimming, but next year at Norwell, probably not going to be swimming.
Probably not swimming. He's really enjoyed it. Picked it up as a 6th grader. His friends that were older he played baseball with, they did it just to do something. And so he said, sure, I'll do a 6th grader. Ended up in the pool, maybe last or, in the last heat. And this year as an 8th grader, he finished 2nd in 2 individual events, and his relay was 1st. So the kid athletically amazes me.
Izzy Hoyt throws down the bunt. Augsburger goes over to 1st. That will advance runners to 2nd and 3rd. Just one out here for Sadie Ball, the number 5 batter. She popped out to Cassidy Ferrer to end the 1st inning for Marian. Sadie, the junior, 5'9", one of the taller players here for the Lady Knights. That first pitch will miss inside for ball 1. Tough start to conference play. 3.5-hour drive out there to Mount Vernon, Ohio. But the Lady Cougars dropping the first 2 games to MVNU. Another strong program here in the Crossroads League.
Yeah, I think that was a disappointing day. The Cougars got out to a lead. Let them come back. And, we're leading in the extra innings, and let them come back in the bottom of the 8th inning and get the win. I know it's really disappointing, and disappointing not only for coaches but the team. Expectations are high,
Yeah, especially Lizzie and Brianna Pryor in their senior seasons. I can understand that. It's a 3-1 count, so we got bases loaded now after Ball draws the walk.
The one thing though about this team is they fight. They don't quit. They don't give up. It's a different mentality than maybe a year ago. I don't know what that is, but so far they're still fighting every game.
So that brings up Katie Hewitt with bases loaded. She singled in her first AB in Mount Vernon, or at Mount Vernon Naz. It was a 9-8 loss in 8 innings in game number 1, 5-9 in game number 2. So far in Crossroads League play, 2 of your losses by just 1 run. St. Francis, and we see it here. That's going to be, that was right off the fence. It looked like Schaefer fires it in, and that's going to clear the bases. So a 3 RBI double there by Katie Hewitt will score Cadle from 3rd, Stotts from 2nd, and Ball from 1st. That ball was ripped. I'm not even sure how that stayed in the park.
It hit about warning track area. It was hit definitely pretty hard, especially with that wind blowing.
Yeah, once again, that wind blowing straight into the camera. Probably pushed that ball a little bit to the left after it left the back. That's going to bring up Lauren Landis. But, yeah, last year, Lady Cougars played so well at Westendorf Field.
They really did.
The home field advantage. Brianna Pryor picks it up cleanly for out number 2. Special career for Brianna Pryor. Bill Scott put together this list here. She ranks number 7 all-time in the Crossroads League in stolen bases. That's career stolen bases, 102 entering today.
Wow. She just has been a special kid. You know, she gets on base, you know she's going to do something. And the key is to getting on base. As long as she's there, you know she's going somewhere. She's not going to stand. She's going to move. And she's created a lot of things, runs. When they've been in tight spots, it's always great to have her on a base.
Mary Crumlin, now your batter. She grounded out. That was a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. Here with a runner at third base. Coach Boland's going to call a timeout here to talk with his pitcher.
You know, going back to Bree, she even missed, you know, the 10 games they played in Florida last year.
That's right.
Her major, and I'll get this wrong, so don't ask me. I know it's some sort of medical.
Like a physician's assistant.
Yeah, and PT, physician assistant, something like that, yeah. And so she missed the whole spring trip break. So you've got 10 games that she wasn't able to play in last year, but still was able to put those kind of numbers up. That's unreal.
Well, and Coach always trying to put his team in a good position to get runs. Entering today, 50 stolen bases on the season, ranks number 23 in the country. So it's always nice when you can get a national ranking.
Yes, it is.
You know, and looking at the Lady Cougars early on in this season, a lot of national rankings here. Got the stolen bases, but individually, talked about Brianna Pryor, 14 stolen bases, ranks her number 20th in the country, averaging just under a stolen base per game. And this is Crumlin now with a 3-0 count. Plus, early on in the season, just about every team has 4 players with 0 errors, so they're ranked in fielding percentage. So that will whittle away as the season drags on. 3-1 now to Crumlin. That ball hit off the handle, slicing foul. Pryor. Now I thought Jade was going to be able to get to that ball. Bree, full steam ahead, just about 2 feet away from the outstretched hand. Full count now with 2 outs. So both Brody and Reed playing for the Aces.
No, actually, the Aces for nice stop.
It was a nice stop there as that ball just got under the glove of Tucker. That was perfectly placed. Coming home to score is going to be Hewitt for the 4th run of the game for Marian.
The Aces, all the players were older than Brody, so they're all freshmen or sophomores this year. And being all but 2 of them were with the Norwell program, they couldn't stay together. So he will be playing with the Summit City Vipers this summer, and Reed will just be playing our house league in Uniondale for the regular kid pitch.
That ball just once again over the glove of Tucker. Back-to-back hits. We have runners at first and second. That was Lainey Horn. That'll bring up the leadoff batter, Olivia Hoffman. Hoffman singled back in the first, grounded out to Tucker back in the second. Take that first pitch for a ball.
Hey, we got 2, let's go!
Crumlin at second, Horn at first base. Counts evened up at 1 apiece after the called strike by Augsburger. Now, Morgan, who started off the season, well, that was back in February, early February in Chicago, Rosemont. But Morgan Carroll starting off the season really looking good. She's batting .600 and was pitching, but now she's got a little inflammation in her hand. And the staff's trying to work through it along with Coach Boland and to get her healthy and get her back out there. But I know entering the year, really hoping that she could be an ace, a lockdown pitcher for this team. Pitched really well in the fall.
Yeah, she did, and they anticipated that, her coming in. And, yep, she's had an injury setback. I know they were fearful it was going to be a season-ending one at first, and she was back pitching just last week, or pitched in Florida a little bit, and then she pitched on Saturday. But it's going to take a little time. I know that there's, from what I understand, no batting for the rest of the season maybe. So that's hard to take, but at least they've got her able to go in the, on the mound.
Morgan, a freshman, 5'11", from Osgood, Indiana, Jason Dell High School. Slow roller over to Frere, comes up firing. Not in time, so we got bases loaded. This will bring up the number 10 batter of the inning, Cassidy Cadle. Bases loaded. Yeah, with Morgan just having a hard time gripping that ball. Said lost some velocity on her fastball, and that's going to be an RBI, 2 RBI double for Cadle. Crumlin will come home to score. Horn will come home to score.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a pitching change here.
Well, there's just no letting up with these Lady Knights routinely going to the national tournament. We're going to take a break and come back with you with the new pitcher stats. We're watching Lady Cougars softball from Westendorf Field.
Morgan's in.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games.
And our new pitcher, it is number 22, Morgan Carroll. Morgan entering today a 6.84 ERA and 14.1 innings pitched. Has given up 15 runs, 14 of those earned, 22 hits, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. So that first pitch will be a strike to fellow freshman Shelby Stotts.
5-5-4.
So during that break there, Melissa, you were saying Morgan's top pitch is her rise ball and having a hard time throwing that?
I think so. I think that's, part of what's going on with that hand and, and not having the, not being able to go deep into a game yet, or at least she hasn't. I know Saturday, I think that might have been the plan, but she ended up with a cut on her finger and had to come out of the game on her pitching hand.
And you said that was game number 2 against Indiana Wesleyan?
Actually, I think it was game number 1.
Just missing inside there. So, yeah, game number 1 against Indiana Wesleyan. Morgan, 2.1 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 12 batters faced. 1-2's your count. That ball, slow roller over to Pryor, over to first for out number 3. So Marian's going to put up 6 runs there in the top of the 3rd. We head to the bottom of the 3rd here at Westendorf Field.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown. Welcome back here in the bottom of the 3rd. Leading off with Lady Cougars will be Vivian Goodpaster, Annika Hoffer, then the top of the lineup, Brianna Pryor. Once again, it's Brina Smith in the circle. Brina's 15 hits given up entering today, ranks number 3 in the country, averaging 2.6 hits given up per game. 6 runs ranks her number 11. 2 earned runs ranks her number 4. Opposing batters are batting 115 against Brina Smith, and that ranks her number 1 in the country.
She's unbelievable. Remarkable season, career. I know that I could probably speak for every coach in the conference. They can't wait for her to graduate.
Yeah, and that's just, once again, speaks to how really dominant she's been here in the Crossroads League. Every single year of her career, an All-Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year. But you know what? You also love it too, Melissa, because it raises the level of play of everybody in the conference.
Yep, you bet.
We've seen that with Crossroads League women's soccer with the success that Spring Arbor's had. So 1 and 2 is your count to Hoffer, a .444 batting average, 4 hits, 3 runs scored, 9 at-bats, 2 RBI on the season. She's a perfect 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts. Obviously, you never want to strike out, but you know what? It's just a great learning experience going up against the ace, Brina Smith. That's going to bring up number 13, Bree Pryor, grounded out to the second baseman in her first at-bat. That's Cassidy Cadle at second. 0-1's your count to Pryor. Bree's going to foul that one off. Hard to believe she's a senior already.
It's amazing how quick they go through. You know,
it really is.
This is
my 8th season with the team. Can you believe that?
Wow. No, it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago. This is Ryan's 15th season here at coaching the softball team, and some days I don't know how that's even possible.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but my first year broadcasting basketball, Ryan would join me. And I remember the next year he's like, well, the kids are getting older. They have so many activities going on. But it's hard to believe. I mean, Reed was just a baby.
Yeah, yep. And Brody was 3 weeks old the day Ryan coached his first softball game.
Oh, wow.
We got on a plane, went to Arizona with 16 softball players, an assistant coach, and the two of us. So it's been very interesting, and to say my kids have grown up around these kids, that's definitely the truth.
So an Arizona trip instead of a Florida trip back then?
Yeah, they had an Arizona trip. They had a tournament out there. It was a nice tournament. They only did that once.
So Bree, once again, entering today a .359 batting average. That's the best of her career here in her senior season. Battling here against Smith. And Bree, it really doesn't matter who's in the circle. She's going to battle and usually has success. This ball's going to be slapped into left. That'll roll all the way to the fence. A 2-out double by Brianna Pryor. Huge hit for the Lady Cougs here with 2 outs.
That's the one great thing that amazes me. Bree's a left-handed hitter. Most left-handed hitters you see at this level are slappers.
Right.
And she's not. She can step back and hit for power. She can put it butt down and run it out. She's very versatile at the plate, and I think that's what makes her so successful.
And that's one thing that I first noticed about Bree and Lizzie Meyer was how much pop they had with their swing. When the ball comes off the bat, I mean, it's usually yoked into the outfield. So Alondra Schaefer now with the 1-0 count. She popped out to center field in her first AB. But what a great start to her career here in her freshman season. Entering today with a .322 batting average, 1 home run and 12 RBI.
There's another left-handed hitter that can just hits the ball.
Well, I remember there were times when we'd have 3 slap hitters in the starting lineup. Pryor now at third. Think I missed a stolen base there?
Well, I'm not sure what happened. She did steal the base, but they couldn't figure out if it was a foul ball.
So they called that last one a ball. So 3-1 your count now.
It looked like it hit something, and I don't know if it hit the catcher or hit the bat. It must have hit the catcher. We'll go with that.
Well, either way, Schaefer's going to take first on the walk. Great opportunity here for Lizzie Meyer with 2 outs. runners at the corners. Lizzie grounded out to second base in her first at-bat back in the first inning. Lizzie going through the whole junior season without an error playing center field.
Wow.
How about that?
That's awesome.
Brianna Pryor was all Crossroads League first team last year. Lizzie making the Gold Glove team. Many Knights on that squad as well. Coach Fleming, the coach of the year. Scott Fleming in his 16th season as the skipper for the Lady Knights. He's a Marian graduate, 1989. Coach Bolin, a St. Francis graduate.
It's sure nice to be home. You know, I think that's what most coaches say when they coach at their alma mater. It's nice to be home. You don't have to root against your former school. And it just feels good.
So a 2-1 count here. And we got an arm up in the bullpen for the Lady Knights. It's number 4, Grace Lumpkin. So that'll be a stolen base there for Schaefer. It's a 2-2 count now with runners at second and third. Hit into the outfield, could score 2. You know, as a senior, Lizzie's really got to love this matchup here. You know, what a great opportunity. Make something happen for your squad going up against the best. Once again, another one hit at the second baseman. About a foot away from sneaking into right field. We'll head to the top of the fourth, 6-0, Marian on top. Let me see if I can get.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Here in the top of the fourth inning, it's going to be Izzy Hoyt, Sadie Ball, and Katie Hewitt for Marian. Marian sent 11 batters to the plate there in the third inning, picking up their 6 runs. Once again, in the circle, it's Morgan Carroll, the freshman. No, Morgan was really excited for the season start. A little disappointed with the setback here, but battling through it with a positive attitude as Hoyt will fly out to center field for 1 out. That'll bring the plate. Sadie Ball walked and scored a run back in the third. Flew out to shortstop Cassidy Ferrer to end the first. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. So, Melissa, what positions is Brody playing in baseball?
Typically he plays third, first, or pitches. Being the new team, I'm not sure, where he'll primarily play. I even heard the word catch possibly.
Oh, wow.
Just when they need one. But I'd venture to say they'll stick to the corners or the mound.
That'd be a called strike. 2-1 now your count as the wind's really picked up and now pushing a little bit left to right on your screen. Hopefully that can help with Morgan's velocity here. The 2-1 off speed down low for ball 3. Once again entering today, Sadie Ball, a .366 batting average.
5-3-0.
Marian, as a squad, ranks number 7 in the country, batting .375 as a team. I mean, Melissa, looking at the categories here, any category you want to be ranked in, they are. Batting average, runs scored, hits, slugging percentage, RBIs, ERA, opponent's batting average, you name it. That ball hitting the left center field, that will drop. Schaefer picks it up cleanly to hold ball to a single.
Where was that?
So with 1 out, Sadie at first, that'll bring up Katie Hewitt, the designated player. Singled back in the second and had a 3 RBI double back in the third. That was the ball that I thought was going to be a home run. Landed right in front of the fence. So it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner. And it'll be number 9 for Marian.
9 running for 3, please.
Serena Glenn, sophomore from Zionsville, Indiana. Played for the Eagles. Zionsville, their boys basketball team, lost to Carmel in the regional.
Yeah, that area down there, that conference, the area around outside of Indy, it's just, it's unbelievable for every sport, it seems like. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's girls basketball, boys basketball, football, golf. I mean, it's pretty tough. Their girls golf team was phenomenal down in Zionsville, and that whole area, really.
Yeah, and I think it's Carmel and girls swimming.
Yeah.
It's won like 40 in a row or something.
It's something unreal. Amazing.
1-1 your count. Another one down low. Ball 2. So Morgan really switching it up here with the off-speed pitch.
1-3-2.
That's amazing how this off-speed pitch just dies. Another one hit right off the glove of Tucker. So now we got runners at first and second with 1 out.
Nice solid hit.
That'll bring to the plate Lauren Landis. Runners at first and second. Landis reached on an E7 back in the second.
4-0-0.
Grounded out to Pryor back in the third. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Takes that first pitch for a strike.
One, 1-1.
Pitch upstairs. Lady Cougars traveling to Taylor tomorrow for a pair. And that start time was bumped up from 5 p.m. to 4 p.m. Taylor with a beautiful softball facility, but Melissa, have you seen what Indiana Tech put up?
I saw pictures the other day. It makes you drool when you look at it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Complete turf.
Yep.
Brand new field. It's amazing.
They got a whole complex behind the backstop there, the mesh backstop, nice brick wall. That's going to get right under the glove of Ferrer. 1 run coming home to score.
You hear the track facilities will be done in the fall or to the 2020, something like that.
Let's see, that was number 9, Glenn coming home to score. So we got Hewitt at second after the RBI single by Landis, and that'll bring up Mary Crumlin. Yeah, absolutely. They took 9 holes of golf and kind of plowed them over, excavated the land, and that softball facility, it kind of reminds me of Cornerstone's baseball facility.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that online, but it's just beautiful.
I have not.
Now, Cornerstone, I think they have dorms actually built in to the complex behind the backstop. But at Tech, that facility is about, what would you say, 6-8 miles away from campus?
Yeah, I would say probably. It's quite a little drive coming from campus, and I was really shocked at the place they're going to put it. when I heard that. But it's definitely beautiful.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what the track facility will look like when they have that done.
Track facility is huge. Obviously, their track program is one of the best in the country. So 2-1 your count here to Crumlin. She's 1 for 2 in this game, had an RBI single and scored a run back in the third. Had a bunt attempt that Vivian Goodpaster was able to pick up and throw her out at first. Check swing. Tough play for Tucker, but she will get her at first. So runners at second and third now with 2 outs for Laney Horn.
The Donald Ross Golf Course, ironically, Ryan worked there
That's
for
right.
a summer and put in some of the irrigation. He used to work in the golf course industry, and he put in irrigation there one summer.
Well, you know what? It shows, too. I've golfed with Ryan. He is pretty good. We had a foursome. It was Ryan, the softball coach. We had the golf coach, Tim Alexander, and Joey Didier, a football coach, myself. And by far, those two are the best. Coach Didier in third and me rounding out the group. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And he definitely can drive a long ball. Says he doesn't get to play as much these days.
I mean, I can't imagine why. I don't know. Reed, our youngest, loves to golf.
Oh, really?
And so they try to go once in a while, but the schedule is just so chaotic, even in the summer.
Not so much for Brody, though.
No, not so much. I mean, he's played here and there, hit some balls. They went to Topgolf a couple weeks ago, him and his friends, when they played in Indy. He did well there. You know, most of those boys had never golfed before at all.
And we'll just bump this mic down a little bit. Laney Horn at the plate.
4-3-5.
Flew out to left field in her first AB. Scored a run back in the third. Checks that upstairs. 2-0's your count. So Morgan Carroll coming in, doing well here for the Cougs. 2-1's your count here with 2 outs. Morgan once again entering in that third inning where Marian put up six runs. Competing there in the circle. That'll be fouled and out of play. 2-2's your count. So Lady Cougars traveling to Taylor University. They too have a beautiful softball complex.
They do. My favorite trip to make, always.
Oh, Ivanhoe's.
You betcha.
Then this Friday at Spring Arbor for a pair, and Saturday at Huntington. Prior. And that will do it. So we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. 7-0. Marian on top.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross.
Shot hits the post. And a centering feed to Luke Knipster. Shot scores!
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown. Welcome back here to Westendorf Field. Here in the bottom of the fourth, we're going to have Taylor Tucker to lead it off. She singled back in the second inning. Cassidy Ferrer and Jade Mollenkoff. Lady Cougars currently sitting with 2 hits in this game. Just the 1 error. And we got a new pitcher. It's going to be number 4, Grace Lumpkin. Smith pitching the first 3 for the Knights. Lumpkin coming in with a 1.75 ERA. In 12 innings pitched, she's given up 4 runs, 3 of those earned, 10 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, opposing batters hitting .217 against Lumpkin. Grace is a senior from Yorktown, Indiana. 5'7". Taylor once again 1 for 1 in this game, entering today with a .348 batting average. First pitch right into the glove of the first baseman, Mary Crumlin, for out number 1.
Lumpkin went to high school with Ashley Morrow. Played with Ashley Morrow.
Ashley, a senior. That's right, from Yorktown. Brings up Cassidy Ferrer. She grounded out to the first baseman, a slow roller down the first base side. Up in this count, 1-0 with 1 out. Cassidy last year for St. Francis, a .331 batting average, 3rd best on the team. Maddie Schwartz batting .452, but her season was cut short after an injury at Bethel College. So Lizzie Meyer a .352 and Cassidy Ferrer .331 batting average last year as a true freshman. Really came in as a freshman and took a leadership position on this team.
Yeah, Cass is very vocal. Anybody who's been around her knows that she's not quiet, and as a position she plays, you need to be.
Yeah. Well, and her older brother, the NAIA Player of the Year in football his senior season, starting quarterback for the Cougars for 3 years, 2 national championships under his belt. Her dad's very competitive as well, so she's going to draw the walk with 1 out.
Yeah, very competitive family, very athletic kids, great family, great supporters of their kids and their programs they do and they play.
It's Jade Mollenkoff at the plate, struck out in her first AB back in the second. 0-1's your count here against Grace Lumpkin and Ferrer at first. Looking at Marian, they're going to host Indiana Wesleyan on Friday. It looks like they don't have a game until the following Monday after that against Goshen.
Seems kind of odd with all the rain and everything that we've had.
Yeah, I know well, actually, I guess we haven't even seen the worst of it yet. What do you think as far as all the rescheduling?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we're about 10 days behind schedule on weather. The ground was frozen underneath still.
Yeah.
They were out here Friday, and this was mush.
Yeah, the outfield's great. It's just the grass by the dugout right now that's a little bit soft. The 0-2 to Jade. She'll check that one outside. But yeah, this doubleheader was supposed to be played last Friday. The field conditions and plus the gusty winds here in Fort Wayne. That one off the handle. That'll be caught by the second baseman, Cassidy Cadle, for out number 2. That'll bring the plate Mariah Nicholson. Mariah, who struck out in her first AB, 0 for 1 in this game. Love the cleats with the American flag theme. I don't think I've ever seen that before. American flag built into the tongue of the shoe, wraps all the way around.
Yeah, those are pretty nice.
What are those, Asics? When I played ball, you had like 2 or 3 cleats to choose from. Now, not one. It doesn't seem like there's 2 players on a team wearing the same cleats.
You might be dating yourself a little, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I'm old, folks.
But I will tell you that's the same for me.
We're heading to the top of the 5th here at Westendorf Field.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Leading off here for Marian in the top of the 5th inning, it's going to be their leadoff batter, Olivia Hoffman. Hoffman, who singled back in the 3rd and the 1st. She's 2 for 3 in this game. And it's Morgan Carroll in the circle for the Lady Cougs.
3-1-4.
Melissa, you said you didn't have a big selection of cleats that you got to choose from either.
No, not really. You got like black or white.
Exactly.
Or whatever mom and dad picked up for you at the store.
Everybody wore Nikes back in the day.
Yeah, not my kids. They every color in the Imagine. I'm amazed you go to a shoe store.
What do your kids select? Do they have a favorite brand, or is it just on the look?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Under Armour cleats.
Oh yes, Under Armours, and it's just all over the place. I don't know.
So the 1-1 here to Hoffman. What do you think about the performance here by Morgan so far? You can tell she's a competitor.
Oh, she definitely is a competitor, and she's going to do whatever she can do, and put the ball where it needs to be.
101.
She, she's frustrated.
Yeah. That ball sliced into left. Schaefer is going to pick that up with her bare hand. So leadoff batter aboard there after the single by Hoffman. That'll bring up Cassidy Cadle. That 2 RBI single back in the 4th. 2 for 3 in this game. Rips that ball right past Tucker. Wow. Great reaction there by number 12 there at the hot corner, and that's why they call it the hot corner.
I'll tell you what, there's nobody could pay me enough money to stand on that base.
I know it. We were at the World Baseball Academy, and they had some high school softball teams out there. It just seemed like they were so close to the plate. The outfielders were like on the edge of the baseball infield.
Yeah. You definitely have to be on your toes over there. There's no way. I mean, I'd be playing clear back in the grass if it was me.
I know it. 1-1 your count.
1-4-5.
But Taylor showed last year as a freshman. I mean, she can field it that close. Great reaction time. Now batting in the 4 spot. Frere, good job charging. And that's exactly what she needed to do there. Not let that ball come to her. Cassidy wearing the blue Nike cleats. So 1 out here, and Hoffman's going to advance to 2nd after the 6-3. Brings up Shelby Stotts. Struck out looking in her first AB, walked and scored a run in the 3rd, and grounded out to Brianna Pryor in the 3rd as well. She'll take that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 your count. Stotts 0 for 2 in this game. And that's a rarity. Shelby entering today with a .585 batting average. Her 53 at-bats is best for the Lady Knights. So what do you think about that? You graduate one of the better pitchers, but then you bring in a freshman hitter who's batting .600. Jeez.
Hey, yeah, you don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it. You must have a great talent pool. Well, he's pulling from down there.
Ball hit right at Meyer for out number 2. Two gone for number 20, Izzy Hoyt. Well, I'm going to tell you what they're doing at Marian, Melissa, it's not just softball.
Oh, no.
It's every single
their
sport.
Their facilities, just being down there a year ago, were amazing. And the field house or new stadium or whatever it wasn't open yet. And so I can't wait to be able to go down this year and get a peek and see what it looks like.
Yeah, they redid the basketball arena. It was funny, though, because in the Crossroads League Tournament Championship volleyball match, since they started at an away complex, and no bleachers or anything like that, so it was really wild for the tournament championship. But they opted to keep it at that away facility as like I don't want to say empowered, but one of those type of training places. It made for an interesting championship game.
I bet it did. Yeah,
I'd say it was probably 95-5 as far as the fans were concerned. A lot of nights there. Had a few hecklers there. So 2-1's the count, 2 outs. But yeah, Morgan looking good out there. I'd love to see her at 100%.
5-5-3.
Hoping to get her there this year. If not, she'll be working hard to get there in her sophomore year. She was a standout basketball player at her high school as well.
Yeah.
Jay Sendell. I don't know if we've ever had a player. Is it Jacksonville?
I think so.
But
no, it's a little small 1A school. And I love schools like that. I came from a school like that. Oh.
Just past Tucker once again. Hoffman play at the plate. She will score on the RBI single by Izzy Hoyt.
But it's just one of those little small schools where, a kid has an opportunity to do multiple things, and I know Morgan took full advantage of that. And, if there was something they offered, I'm pretty sure she did it.
So after the RBI single by Hoyt, that'll bring up Sadie Ball. For Hoyt, her first hit of the game. She's 1 for 3 now.
4-2-4.
Ball, I believe she's 1 for 2. She popped out to Ferrer back in the first. Walked and scored a run back in the third. 1-0 your count after the ball in the dirt. I got to do a better job of keeping my scorebook.
I don't know how you do it. I had to keep scorebook in Florida. And Morgan Hubble, who's helping coach this year, her and I had a heck of a time trying to do it electronically in the books.
Ball drilled to left field. Just got Alondra turned around. Coming home to score. That's number 20 for Marian, Hoyt. So Ball with the RBI there, standing on second. That'll bring up Katie Hewitt, number 16. Designated player. She's 3 for 3 in this game with 3 RBIs and a run scored. For St. Francis baseball, Noah Frymuth once again selected as a Crossroads League Player of the Week. So that's back-to-back selections for him. He had 14 RBI last week.
Wow.
Yeah, putting together a really nice junior season. Started it off slow, but really picking it up. Schaefer camping underneath this one for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Lady Cougars coming to the plate here at Westendorf Field.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live. as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine.
Welcome back here in the bottom of the fifth. Leading it off for the Lady Cougars will be Vivian Goodpaster, Annika Hoffer, and then the top of the lineup, Brianna Pryor. Vivian in her first AB grounded out to the shortstop. Number 23, Lauren Landis. So take that first pitch upstairs.
I think it's 9. Is it 9-0? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cougars got to put up a run here or game will be over in this inning.
So Goodpaster up in this count now 2-0. If we can get one of these two batters on, we'll have the top of the lineup there. Sounds like it could be that run we're looking for. That ball drilled into left center field. Once again, right at the left fielder, number 5, Shelby Stotts, the freshman. 1 up, 1 down. Annika Hoffer coming to the plate. You know, in this game, Lady Cougars really just hitting it right at the Lady Knights and kind of the opposite in the other dugout.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's the one thing about this team is, you know, if they're not getting on, they're hitting it. It just, unfortunately, sometimes it's going right to them. Yeah. But at least they're hitting.
Hit them where they ain't, not where they are.
That's right.
Annika down in this count 0-2 after the foul ball. Sophomore from New Haven High School, New Haven, Indiana. Her older brother just finished his senior year on the Cougar football team. That senior class, Melissa, 48 wins, just 5 losses, 2 national championships, 4 semifinal appearances. Isn't that something else?
That's unreal. It's a huge tribute to that class and the program.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a Norwell alum that really was, you know, one of the major components of that class. Hoffer, a 1-out single up the gut. Outstanding piece of hitting, the 3rd hit of the game for USF. And that's exactly what Doug Peterson was talking about before this game. Annika keeps doing great things out there on the field.
She's finding a place to put the ball and getting on base, and it's paying off. Hopefully Cougars can get a run out of that.
It's going to bring up Brianna Pryor. She singled and had a stolen base in her last AB. She's 1 for 2 in this game. Checks that ball in the outside corner for strike 1. There's a lot of little victories you can take from a game like this. And a single right there, getting something started here in the bottom of the 5th. Can certainly do that here for the Lady Cougars. And it seems like in game number 2, we are most likely going to be going up against Shelby Heron. That ball hit up the gut. Back-to-back singles. We got runners at first and second now with 1 out for Alondra Schaefer.
It'll just probably make it confusing for you because more than likely, I would guess in our circle will be Heron or Petty for the Cougars. But
yeah, Brooke last year really kind of solidifying herself as an ace for the team in her freshman year. So that first pitch is going to be a ball to Alondra. She works at the football office, so I get to chat softball with her every once in a while. She and Annika. Annika, she knows everybody that comes into that office.
Yeah.
She's like one of those. She's very social person. You know?
For sure, definitely. And She's just one of those kids, she smiles at you and she puts a smile on everybody's face.
Sure does, lights up a room.
Yep.
And with her older brother being on the football team, I mean, all those guys are like her brothers, you know?
Yep.
Popped up, and that's going to be caught there by Lumpkin for out number 2. I mean, Pearson Harnish, Eric Dunton. You're talking about those two guys right there. That's the top 2 middle linebacker combination in NAIA history.
Yeah. Pearson, and, he's from our hometown.
Yep.
He's just a great kid, great family. His dad teaches at the high school. His older brother were very successful athletes as well.
Sure. Chandler Harnish. Pearson, the first ever, what was the award? Just escaped me. And that was picked up in foul territory, I thought. So the unassisted play is going to end this game here at 9-0.
He called it fair.
So that'll be it for game number 1. Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll shut down this broadcast, and we'll be right back with you for game number 2. But it's Marian winning it 9-0 in game number 1. My baseball doubleheader.